And one thing that never makes sense to me, or at least right now, is that Bucs backfield. Just absolutely atrocious and disgusting. And the reason I put it on here as a burning question, though, is because there were plenty of games where it was Ronald Jones, whether it was Fournette. There was value. There was plenty of top 24 games, particularly Fournette down the stretch there, went completely berserk. But then they mix in Gio Bernard. They bring back Fournette. I have no idea. Ke'Shawn Vaughn's now talked up as the breakout guy by Bruce Arians. I have no idea. There's 4 guys getting hyped up. Who's it going to be? Is anybody going to be worth it? What are your thoughts on this backfield?
Not really. I'd rather take Zach Moss over these guys at the same spot. I mean, it's 2 top 5 offenses, but at least Moss in his theoretical range of a best case outcome, like he could take over the Bills backfield. Bruce Arians, who is like the most notorious, like we're going to give our running back 20 plus touches, like type of press conference guy that you will ever see. He said this about like Andre Ellington. He said David Johnson was going to get 30 touches one year. Like it's ridiculous the amount of times he's gone here. They asked him about the backfield a couple weeks ago and he was like, fantasy. He literally brought up fantasy. He's like, fantasy managers are not going to want to hear this, but it's going to be split up between Fournette and Rojo. And we kind of like what we have with Vaughn and Gio on the pass downs. That's the big issue, man. Like you will not find 2 worse pass catching backs than Rojo and Fournette last year in the NFL. Like Rojo was legit PFF's single worst graded running back in receiving grade. There's a play against the Bears where he actually caught a touchdown, but the ref ruled it an incompletion. And Rojo was just like, okay, like just kind of agreed with the ref, and they didn't even review it because, you know, usually the receiver is just freaking out. Rojo is just so used to that, but whatever. He's he's awesome. Like he's underrated when they just hand him the ball. I mean, he was explosive as hell, 98 freaking yard rush. Like he has that type of shit in his wheelhouse, and the Fournette takeover was nice down the stretch, but man, Jones was playing through the pain bad, man. I remember him, you know, just limping heavily throughout that entire Saints game that they managed to win. So to me, it's like Rojo and Fournette probably are going to struggle to get 200 touches. And there's no way, like we're looking at their targets from last year. They had 89 combined. Like what's the over on that this year? Like 50? 40? Right. Like it's, I don't know, man. We got Gio Bernard's quads looking pretty big out there. Like clearly they want to kind of make this into almost like the New England offense that Brady was working with before, because now we once again have like 4 running backs. So, hey, our old adage in the New England backfield was draft the cheapest one. So, you know, Gio or Ke'Shawn, I guess they could be values because they're pretty much free. I'm largely staying away from Rojo and Fournette at their cost.
I'm 100% in agreement there. I've been saying all offseason that the most valuable running back out of this backfield will be Giovanni Bernard. I want nothing to do. I think Fournette's my most like greatest discrepancy in his big board rank versus where I have him. Minus like 60 spots. I want nothing to do with him despite that monstrous playoff stretch. Give me the guy that, you know, James White role, 86, 72, 123, 95 targets in his last 4 seasons with Brady. I think he just goes right into that role. He's just, I mean, no disrespect to Jimmy White as a Pats fan, but I don't see anything that he does that Gio Bernard can't do. Maybe a little bit later at a stage of his career, but Bernard's a great pass catcher, a great route runner. I think Brady's going to love this guy moving the chains on 3rd down. And I'm not saying I want Gio Bernard, like I'm dying and gushing to go get him. I wouldn't be shocked if this guy catches 50, 60 balls this year, though. Is top 10 in the league in running back receptions. I could totally see that. Get away from those early down backs. Give me the 3rd down guy. That's all I care about here.
He's still 29, man. Like he's 29. He's okay. It wasn't his best year last year, but you know, ask any single person about Cincinnati, and the first thing they'll do is tell you how bad the offensive line is. So I wouldn't exactly pin that against Gio. And no, man, great points.
I like him a lot. I do. And that's the only one I would even consider touching in this backfield. What is up, you Fantasy Wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.